Hello and welcome. This lecture is based on multiplication of two numbers near to base using the concept of multiples and submultiples. In Vedic math, we always take the base as 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, etc. But sometimes we take the base as 50 or 200 or 500, 4,000, etc. Now, what is 50? 50 is 10 times 5 and 5 is submultiple. If we are taking the base 200, then this is 100 times 2 and base is 100 but 2 is submultiple of 100. Similarly, for 500, this is 100 times 5, so 5 is submultiple. So if base is not 10, 100, 1000, in that case we consider these numbers as submultiples. Now if we have to multiply 54 and 53, then both the numbers are above the base 50. We can write 50 as 10 times 5. Here 5 is submultiple. Now 54 is 4 more than 50 and 53 is 3 more than 50. Now the technique is same. We can either add 3 to 54 or 4 to 53. Both ways, the first part of the number is 57 and the second part of the number is 4 times 3, that is 12. But there is a submultiple involved. 10 is not the base for this number, so we have to multiply this number by 5. So this gives us 285. Because main base is 10 and this is a 2-digit number, the second part is a 2-digit number. So we write 12 as this. We add this 1 to 5, so we get 2862 as the answer. Now we have to multiply 52 and 56. Again, the base is 50, which is 10 times 5 and 5 is submultiple. So we write 52 and this is 2 more than 50. We write 56, this is 6 more than 50. Now we can write first part of the number either by adding 2 to 56 or 6 to 52. Both ways we are getting 58. And second part is 2 times 6, that is 12. But again submultiple is involved, so we will multiply 58 by 5. This is 290. Main base is 10, so this has to be a 1-digit number. So we write 12 as like this. So this becomes 2912. This is the answer. So this is how we deal with submultiples. Or we can multiply the numbers which are not near to 10 or 100, they are near to the base 50. But in this case, when the base is 50, there is another technique also. In the first case, this is 4 more than 50 and this is 3 more than 50 and we are taking base as 50, but 50 can be 100 divided by 2. So first part of the number is 57 and the second part is 12. Now because this is 100 divided by 2, base is divided by 2. So we divide this number by 2. If we divide 57 by 2, we get mentally as 28 is to half. Now what is the meaning of this half? This becomes 50. So this is 28 and we add this 50 to the second part. And because main base is 100 this time, so second part of the number is a 2-digit number. So this is 62. So we write 62 over here. So this becomes the answer. We use this method if we write 50 as 100 divided by 2. This time the main base becomes 100. Similarly, in this multiplication, if we take the base 50 as 100 divided by 2. Again this is 2 more than 50. This is 6 more than 50. The first part is 58 and the second part is 12. This time again 100 by 2. So we divide this first part by 2. So this gives us 29. And because the base is 100, so this has to be a 2-digit number. So this is the answer. So this becomes very easy if we write 50 as 100 divided by 2. Now this time I am going to show you how to multiply these by taking the base 50, and then we will again do this same multiplication by taking the base 40. Now if we are taking base 50, then this is 7 less than 50 and this is 5 less than 50. First part of the number is either by subtracting 5 from 43 or 7 from 45. Both ways it will become 38, and negative 7 times negative 5 is 35 for the second part. Now if we are taking base 50 and if we are taking it 10 times 5, then we have to multiply by 5 over here. So this becomes 40. So we carry 4 and 15 and 190. Now because the base is 10, so second part has to be 1-digit number. So we write 35 as this. So answer becomes 1935. Let's try to do the same problem by taking 50 as 100 divided by 2. Now if we are taking 100 divided by 2, then this becomes very easy. We divide 38 also by 2 and this gives us 19. And because the main base is 100, so second part has to be a 2-digit number. So 1935 is the answer. So this becomes very simple. Now let's do it again. If we take the base 40, then this is plus 3 and this is plus 5. 43 is 3 more than 40 and 45 is 5 more than 40. Now first part of the number is either by adding 5 to 43 or by adding 3 to 45. So first part of the number is 48 and 3 times 5 is 15. Now 40 is 10 times 4 and here 4 is some multiple. So we have to multiply 48 by 4. Becomes 192. Because the main base is 10, so second part has to be a 1-digit number. So we write 15 like this. So answer becomes 1935. So this is how we deal with different bases and different techniques. Now let's multiply 41 by 49 and let's take the base as 40, which is 10 times 4. If we take base 40, then this is 1 more than 40 and this is 9 more than 40. So first part of the number is either by adding 1 to 49 or 9 to 41. Both ways it is 50. Second part is 1 times 9, that is 9. Now sub multiple is involved, 4. So we have to multiply the first part by 4. This gives us 200. Second part has to be 1-digit number because the base is 10, which is already a 1-digit number. So 2009 is the answer. And in case we take base as 50, then this is negative 9. This number is 9 less than 50 and this number is 1 less than 50. We can write first part of the number either by subtracting 1 from 41 or 9 from 49. Both ways it is 40. And negative 9 times negative 1 is 9. Now if we write 50 as 100 divided by 2, in that case we divide 40 by 2. And second part has to be a 2-digit number because the main base is 100. So we write this as 09. So answer is become 2009. Now this time we have to multiply 78 and 76. And it's very near to, both are very near to base 80. So let's take the base 80. Then 78 is 2 less than 80 and 76 is 4 less than 80. We can write first part of the number either by subtracting 2 from 76 or 4 from 78. Both ways it is 74. Negative 2 times negative 4 gives us 8. Now we can write 80 as 10 times 8. Now here 8 is some multiple. So we multiply 74 by 8 and this gives us 592. And because 10 is the main base and second part has to be one digit number, so we write 8 as it is. So the answer is 5928. Now let's do this multiplication. This is 203 and this is 204. Here we can take base as 200. If we take base 200, then this is 3 more than 200 and this is 4 more than 200. We can write 200 as 100 times 2. Now we can write first part of the number by adding 4 to 203 or 3 to 204. And this is 207. And 3 times 4 is 12. Because the main base is 100, so this has to be a 2-digit number, which is already 2-digit number. But there is a sub multiple involved, and that is 2. So we will multiply 207 by 2. 414, answer becomes 414 12. Because the second part is already a 2-digit number, so we write 12 as it is. Now 307 and 303. Here we can take base as 300, which is 100 times 3. So 3 is sub multiple. Now 307 is 7 more than 300 and 303 is 3 more than 300. So we can write first part either by adding 3 to 307 or 7 to 303. So first part is 310. For the second part, we can multiply 7 by 3, that is 21. Because the main base is 100, so second part has to be a 2-digit number, which is already a 2-digit number. But there is a sub multiple involved, so we will multiply 310 by 3. This gives us 039. So answer becomes now let's see what happens when some number is smaller than the base. Here we are going to take the base 200 and we can write this as 100 times 2. So sub multiple is involved. Now 197 is 3 less than 200 and 196 is 4 less than 200. So we can write first part of the number either by subtracting 3 from 196 or 4 from 197. Both ways it is 193. And we can write second part by multiplying negative 3 and negative 4, which is 12. Again the base is 100, so second part has to be a 2-digit number, which is already 2-digit number. Now sub multiple is involved, so we will multiply 193 by 2. So answer becomes 38612. Now this technique is faster than the traditional method. Now this technique also helps us to find the square of the number. Suppose we have to find the square of 201, which is the product of 201 and 201. Again we can keep the base as 200 in our mind, and this number is 1 more than 200, this number is again 1 more than 200. We can write first part by adding 1 to this number, this gives us 202, and the second part is 1, product of 1 and 1, that is 1, but 200 is 100 times 2. So we can multiply first part by some multiple 2. This gives us 404, and second part has to be a 2-digit number because the main base is 100. So this is 01. So this is the answer. 40401, the answer. For writing the square of 305, we have to multiply 305 by 305 and we can take the base 300. This is 5 more than 300. This is also 5 more than 300. Now we can write first part by adding 5 to the number, and for the second part we can multiply 5 and 5, that is 25. And because there is a sum multiple involved 3, so we multiply the first part by 3. This is 930 and main base is 100, so second part has to be a 2-digit number, which is already a 2-digit number, so we write 25 as it is. So the answer is 93025. And now there is a task for you to practice more problems. and answers are also given to you.